Good morning, friends. Today I thought I will talk about one of our classmates in this short presentation. Um, I had been in touch with a few people from the time we started in the college all the way till today without any long breaks. One of them is, I would like to call him as Uyarnamanidan Thiruvalluvan. So my introduction to Tiruvallur happened perhaps on the day one of joining the college sometime in August 82 when we landed up in the same dormitory. And perhaps I connected with him instantly, mostly because he had a very similar background. His father was a teacher, so was my father, and he comes from a relatively a rural area, and he also did the schooling in entirely in Tamil medium. So perhaps that was the first thing that happened, and we kind of instantly connected. We stayed there in the dormitory for a few days before we moved on to our rooms in some of the hostels. And I've been basically, we became good friends over a period of time, and he was my go to person on anything, even beyond the technical stuff. So he was always there for me to listen to whatever I say, right? Just some interesting stuff was I recall one instance, um, maybe around 85 or something. One afternoon on a Saturday, or it was one of the weekend afternoons. For some reason, we decided we will go out and have lunch. We thought we will just walk towards the Saidapet direction. We kept on walking, and finally we ended up in some eatery in Saidapet and walked back on the hot sand. And so Thiruvalluvan could talk on variety of topics from those days. So it was always fascinating to listen to him with the kind of a detailed insight he has on many of those things. Later, of course, when we graduated, he went to IIT Chennai, and I was in IIT Kanpur at that time. So I think on somewhere half the way, he was disappointed, or should I say, disillusioned with the IIT, and he quit. And he took a 360-degree turn and joined as a customer support engineer in HCL. So that was interesting stuff because I could never place him as what should I say, people friendly personality, right? Or who would like to play that kind of a role. But given his commitment to any job and focus, he was very successful in that role. And of course, after a few years, he kind of moved back to into a traditional engineering job, mostly focusing on the software side. During the college days, of course, I visited him in his Madurandagam, in his place in Madurandagam, and met with his parents, and most recently with his wife and daughter. So one thing always kind of fascinates me when it comes to Vallun is his simplicity. I mean, I have not seen him changing in the years. And also, when you are talk to him on any issue, he will kind of declutter the whole situation and bring it to the focus on what is needed and try to find a solution for it. So that's something which I remember. And most recently, I had some interesting conversation with him. In some context, he mentioned that, hey, yeah, I also went to a German class for some time after the college, which was kind of a news to me because I haven't, at least I wasn't aware that he went to that in Max Muller Bhavan, Chennai. So I asked him, what motivated you to go to German classes? Because I know that he had no great interest in going abroad or any of those things. Then he told me, I was like, hey, what are you saying, right? He said, you know what? My motive for taking up German classes was to read the Einstein's papers in his original. So I don't know whether he ever read that, but it was like one of the craziest thing you can hear from someone, right? So that was something which was very interesting. So on and off, I mean, I've been in touch with him, if not frequently, on and off. And most recently, when he moved to Walmart Bangalore, he keeps visiting, and I do get some occasion to meet with him. So one of the interesting conversation most recently I had was, I was just asking him. He is now called as a fellow architect, right? Perhaps I would term that as the highest role in the technical ladder in any organization, and that's kind of given to a handful of people, even in very large organizations. So tell me, what is the USP, or what do you bring to the table? He kept on, he gave me a lot of lengthy description of what he's trying to do, what he wants to do. But one thing which fascinated me was, he said, Ramurthy, you see here, um, the given, let's assume the given problem is a point. There are people look at solving just the point. But the point is nothing but an intersection of, either you could think of it as a two lines or two vertical strips kind of stuff, right? So he said, when I look at the problem, I look beyond the problem. I try to see what are all the accompanying problems that can be solved at one shot, which may or may not be required immediately, but I know in that in due course these problems will surface and the customers will like to have solutions for those problems. That was kind of very interesting to know that how he looks at a problem and tries to solve, well beyond his regular role of mentoring the techies and reviewing their designs, architecture, whatever, whatnot. So I really enjoy his company. I just thought I will take this opportunity to share this with you all. And thanks to Naren for creating this space. Talk to you later. Bye, friends. Bye.